Hello, welcome back to another episode of KSP program. Now, I've mentioned it a couple times before, probably also in the last episode, that I wanted to build a larger rocket. And while preparing for the episode, I realized I did not actually have the regular large command pod unlocked yet. So we will have to do that probably before building a larger rocket. Although we could build a larger cargo-only rocket, but nevertheless, let's get this research done now. In this intermediate category, which used to be empty, there is now 2 entries for something or other with the MKS mod, the one I recently installed to be able to dispose of our orbital debris. Anyway, let's queue up this research and we will have to wait for a little bit. I did, however, in the meantime, as you probably noticed, have some build orders here queued up all the time, just so that the construction engineers get trained up in building bigger parts. And, well, we already are researching large volume containment, which also takes a couple days more, but all in all, in about 5 days, we should be able to build some a bigger rocket anyway. Let's see, we also have 3 upgrades available. How do we want to spend these? Probably not on the plane hangar, because I'm not using it much in this playthrough. We may be using it more later. But if we could upgrade the third manufacturing slot so that we can build parts faster, or upgrade this one, we would need about 3 tenths of a point here for the next really major upgrade, so that we can get this one to 1.8, this one to 1.8, and this one as well, or we just upgrade this one now. So many decisions. Let's do it like this. So that's 0.2 total improvement and brings down all of these construction speeds. Now we will need more science, and one of the ways of getting more science will be the scan set, which also has some additional instruments, but we definitely do need to build a Gravioli satellite to collect all of this science. And in vanilla, even without all the mods, that's one of the ways how to quickly get a lot of science. Let me pull up the instrument. We need a capsule first. So this one is the vanilla instrument, and well, it doesn't say here, but if we check out like this, you can see that transmit efficiency is only 40%. So ideally you want to return all of these and land them back on Kerbin for full recovery, or we use some experiment storage units that might be more efficient, cost-wise definitely. So we will be aiming for that. However, let's see, what is the build time on this currently? Yeah, these are so long. It takes so long to build. This one a bit less, because we are already building one. I will wait with this until after the scan set is finished, because the scan set, I remember, has one of these, and then we will just probably build something like this, put 1 or 2 of these instruments on it, and we will have to launch a satellite which not only goes to collect, or goes to all biomes to collect this Gravioli science, but is hopefully able to collect a couple samples, so we will need multiple of these experiment storage units, one to return to Kerbin directly, and one for each of the space stations, ideally. Well, that's plans for the future. Today we can have a look at Minmus, because last time we delivered supplies to the Minmus Station. Probably, was it last episode or the one before? See, I don't even remember, but we delivered some new science experiments and we can now refurbish our lander and finally get some of the Minmus landings done. Let's see, quickly running out of sunlight, that's a little unfortunate, but oh well. Lizzie, do you have something in your inventory? No? Okay, then let's transfer you over to here. And this is the lander. Let's locate the goo bay because we want to replace that with a new one. Okay, mystery goo is on the outside. Lizzie, how about EVA? Grab yourself a screwdriver. Oh wait, let's keep this open. And now let's have a look at this inventory. We need the goo containment pod to mount on the lander, and also the this science brick thingy. Let's see, can we carry this normally? No. Oh, it's also considering this science. Well, let's transfer over. And grab. Now, where do we want to mount the new goo container? It shouldn't matter much, it is lightweight. So let's see, antenna and this thing back there. We do have a regular science bay here. So theoretically we could mount the goo container inside. Let's try. That works for me. Excellent. Okay, close the doors. Now we want to collect this. Mystery goo containment unit. Put this in here and instead replace it with that thing. Okay. That thing being the soil moisture scanner, which hopefully will provide us some additional science. We do not have the gravity experiment, which is unfortunate because that returns so much science, but flying one out here would take another 2 weeks or so. Not currently happening. Okay. Actually, yeah, Lizzie, you will also be the one landing because we have 2 scientists here, but they will have to continue working in the lab. We still have a lot of data to be processed, so Lizzie will be the one with who's going to land. And I think these 2 already have landed on Minmus. Yeah, they have planted a flag on Minmus, you as well. So Lizzie still needs that, right? Oh, she already has a plant, but interesting. Let's have a look, Lizzie. You have been in solar orbit, you have not been in solar orbit, you only landed on Minmus. And that's it. So Lizzie actually still needs to go to both the moon and solar orbit. Good to remember. Okay, let's prepare for a landing. Electric charge is okay, monopropellant is roughly okay. We have enough supplies in there. So we should actually be fine here. Let's have a look at where do we want to land so that we can open the Scan set map of the moon. No, I would like Minmus, please. Let's see, we are here. And below us are Midlands. Lowland slopes. The slopes are a little difficult to get to because they're so small all the time. I would like this zoomed in projection of this area there. Let's see, that is Midlands, Lowlands, Slopes, Lowlands, and the lesser flats. Well, that's a lot of... but we cannot return that much science. We only have 2 goo samples, so let's start with actually anything. So let's control from here, undock. Now let's check 780 meters delta V, that's okay. Point retrograde. Activate our engines. And let's start getting a little bit of distance between us and the station. Or we actually orbit. Let's see, that is somewhere... oh, let's just point somewhere and go. We still have all the biomes available. So, watching our periapses. Now this should be fine. Whatever biome that is, let's see. Show landing prediction, Midlands. Okay, I will take Midlands. Let's warp to about here. Let's check TWR is high. We have absolutely no problems whatsoever to land. So we can come in pretty close. And I would say we just ask it to land somewhere. Yes, let's see. Just trying to figure out, okay. We could camera trajectory, yeah, that will be a good landing spot. Well then, go ahead and land us. Hopefully not crashing. Well, that's not. Okay, looks like machap is unreliable. I will not. I will not have this. For the simple reason that it's machap's fault this time. We can do this manually just fine. Not exactly sure why this happened, but we can just go back to the point in time where we jumped to this station, repeat the modifications, and then just fly manually. Oh, let's go back. I really should have saved after undocking. But at least now we know that we will not be doing auto landings, which is fair enough. So lazy transfer, you can actually go straight there. And come on, EVA. We will open this door bay. We need screwdriver, please. And inventory. Grab this thing, mount it in here. Yeah, that's okay. Close the doors. Grab the grab the old goo and replace it with the soil moisture sensor. Good. And that should actually be all that we need to do. Let's undock again. Control from here. Undock. Stability control. Retrograde roughly. Activate engines. Let's get some distance. Now let's try this again. Prediction is lowlands this time, that's fine with me. We'll just swap there. Let's see, time to land 4 minutes, that's way too long. And we are currently above the Midlands, so how about we actually cut this landing a little short. Come down earlier. That's fine with me. Let's keep going a little bit. Over a minute to go, and let's see, we have about a tenth of that, which is 100 seconds, so 10 seconds to decelerate at our current speed a little bit more later. Let's start with deploying landing gear, but we can still go a little bit. Minmus is really a great place to learn to land manually. If you've not done it before, it's just so easy. I mean, without the instruments, you would probably want to land on the sunny side, just because then you see your shadow. So this is the replacement for our shadow. And, oh, touchdown. That was soft. Good, let's get rid of this for the moment. We still have 500 meters delta V, so we used quite a lot actually. 270 about, but that's okay. Let's bring up the science monitor, collect a lot of science. Oh, mystery goo, yes. Seismic scan, yes. Material study, all of this. And let's collect all of that. And now collect another set if possible. Let's see. Science Junior, this is already has been used, so magnetometer. Why? Ah, you don't. Apparently we already took Midlands magnetometer readings, so let's toggle this back in. Come on, stop fighting me. Okay, this soil moisture data, well, for only meant to operate in low orbit. Oh, okay. Interesting. So we will need to repeat that in low orbit then. Hello? How can I disable this instrument? Now it's disabling, okay. So let's see, that was not a lot of science, a lot less than I had hoped for. But we do have some science at least. And it should have a second... Yeah, we do have a second glue sample, so that's good. And moisture sensor we need to operate later. Magnetometer we already have, and the Science Junior has been used, so let's see. Yeah, I can't reset this because there's no scientist on board. Which means we have to go back to the station. Hello, station, please set as target, yes. Let's see, station is quite a bit ahead of us, but it's also in a 30-kilometer orbit. So if we just go to 10 kilometers, we should be able to catch up easily. Okay. Need to pay attention to our upper axis. Why is this so wiggly today? Well, anyway, inclination is down to 1/4 of a degree. That's easily fixable in Minmus sphere of influence, and we will coast a little bit so that we can get closer to upper axis, and then perform circularization and a Hohmann transfer to our target, this station. Basically we go into a 10-kilometer low orbit, and this means we will quickly catch up. Might even be a little too low. Yeah, it's fine. Let's plan this circularization and then a Hohmann transfer. Let's have a look that we are not too low. No, it looks fine. Hohmann circularization is here, Hohmann transfer will be there. 1/4 orbit later, excellent. And I'm sure we can leave the circularization to make jump. Note also that this was automatically unlocked. We didn't unlock it ourselves, so after docking we definitely have to lock it again. currently still have 9 days of supplies in here, which yeah, we want to preserve for all the future landings. Okay, this, now the home transfer, that will be in 8 minutes. Again, have MacJab do this for us, that's nothing too complicated. I also picked up a contract to deliver supplies to Minmus Station. It'll be interesting whether this actually is fulfilled by undocking and redocking. Probably not, but we will see. Okay, closest approach 400 meters, that's not quite enough. Let's fine tune this. 25, create node, that will be in 15 minutes, so let's go. We can do some more Minmus landings. The only thing that is really coming up is the next maneuver for our curve in orbit debris cleaning. If I remember correctly, I'm down to 16 pieces of debris now. Some of which will not be recovered, but most of which are still in low curve in orbit. So this mission will continue for a little bit. Current distance 8 kilometers. Let's make sure we have this tuned in. That's an 8-meter burn, so we definitely need to reduce this by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.6 seconds or thereabouts. Oh, that's in another lab here, okay. Excellent. That's the docking port we want to go to, but remember not to touch anything here until the maneuver has been executed. Now that the maneuver is done, we can set its target. Disable our engines, we don't need those anymore for the moment. And let's see. Oh, anyway, let's use docking port alignment indicator to simplify matters. Want to rotate correctly, just so that the hatch is on the correct side of the station. And now let's go with RCS and head into the station. That looks pretty good. A little fast still, but that's not a problem, we can brake. Need to remember that this is actually not the correct distance, because we are distance is measured between the capsule and the docking port, not between two docking ports. Since we have a very nice, really great approach, let's turn it all off. And there we go. Now let's bring up our monopropellant supplies, because we need to open this, and refuel our lander. So where's our big... We have a supply here. No, that's supplies. That's a monoprop tank. That's a monoprop tank. So let's use this one. And let's also lock this again. Okay, refueling done. Now we can collect these signs, and we totally forgot to collect the soil moisture data, so let's try this now. We are in low orbit, hopefully. I will still keep this sensor attached to the lander, because the space station is in equatorial orbit, so it will not see all the biomes. However, let me transfer. The target is this moisture sensor. Transfer, yes, and take another reading, please. And it looks like these are not biome specific, which is unfortunate. Anyway, let's transfer all of this, and I don't think we can transfer this. This should be already contained in there. We can probably put it there for the moment. Yeah. And also this one. And yeah, just connect another sample. Now, if these are not biome specific, then we don't need this sensor. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Okay. I toggle this back in. I wonder what this science transmission thing is about. Right, transfer data. Oh. Okay, interesting. Maybe we'll let this run for a little bit. I have no idea what, when or what we get these values. Can I put this in the lab? Probably not. I can. Okay. I thought the lab was pretty full, but apparently we still have a little bit of room available. Which means we could also... Where's this data thingy, please? Oh, here, okay. Review data. Let's see. This we keep, this we keep, this we keep. Mystery goo from Minmus Midlands. Once, please. Hello? What was that about? Why... Huh. Okay, apparently it decided, yes, there is not enough room for this. Anyway, that's part of our science. The other science is all in here, which is this container. And since I'm lazy, I will use clean experiments on the station to clean up the goo container and the science junior here. Otherwise I would need to bring out a scientist. Will this tell anything? Whatever. Let's grab another biome. Maybe we can actually use this to check which science we still need. So let's see, orbital telescope while in space near flats, great flats and poles. This we still need, okay. And mystery goo, we have it from the Midlands now, and we do have some from greater flats and slopes actually, okay. Do we also have materials from the slopes? Material study slopes, yes we do, that's actually good. That's always a little complicated to land. So anything but Midlands, slopes and greater flats is fine. Let's go then. Also have seismic scans? I'm confused. Ah, this kind of scan. Okay, the seismic, not the gravity only. Well, in any case, since we are still here, how much time do we have? The episode is running a little bit long, but I will land another once more. So control from here. Undog, let's go for a second landing. We have enough time. Orbit, retrograde. Engines, please. Checking our delta V figures, looking good. Let's see. Now, how about this biome here? So different options for selecting or showing the information. We've already used the map to get all the biomes, but of course there is an easy way also with just using MacJab and selecting a target on the map, which will show the biomes as well. So let's see, how about the lowlands actually, right? Lowlands we are still missing. Yes, well then lowlands it is. Okay, let's just go somewhere there. Can I cancel this? Yes, I can. I will still pick the target here, just so I have a rough idea. Okay, 8 kilometers, that tells me we are close. Yes, we are. In that case, let's go here. Show me the camera trajectory. Yeah, this is going to be weird. Probably that's why MacJab missed the landing last time, because it does have this other landing candidate there. Anyway, 60 meters, so that's easily 25 seconds of burning. Let's go ahead a little bit. And bring this down to maybe 60 meters. Acceleration being 5.6 meters per second. Okay. But we are now going to land closer, and we still have 15 seconds to burn, and that's 40 seconds, so let's go ahead a little bit more. Stand landing gears, and let's start braking for real. We are already over the lowlands, so wherever we land we should be fine. And from here on we can just watch our time to land. We can brake in 4 seconds or so. If we were to use full thrust, which we probably will not do, but well, there we go. And again, let's collect the science. Materials, seismic mystery, and magnetometer. Okay. Let's collect it. Collect it, please. And I would like another goo sample, if possible, yes. And also another magnetometer sample, yes. Toggle magnetometer. And maybe also another one of these. We didn't do that on the other biome, but well, log. Yeah, let's keep them all. Log, let's also keep this. Give me another crew report from here. And actually, Lizzie, you can do EVA. Ui, grab a surface sample and an EVA report. Now, try to collect it all again. Not transfer, I wanted to collect, thank you. Close this. Target our station. And note that the station is almost a buffer, so this time we will have a lot less time. To spend for circular for catching up with the station, or in other words, we are not going to go for a 10-kilometer orbit, but definitely something a little higher. Let's look ahead, no obstacles, good. Station should be somewhere up there, but oh, there it is, okay. Wow, we're already in orbit. Okay, definitely Overshot a little bit there, but actually not too bad. Let's see. If we go to any recommendations on fine-tuning. Yeah, we can do that. Sure. Go ahead. So we are pretty much on a more or less direct ascent to the station. Not even, well, technically we are in orbit, but we would crash into the surface at this rate. Okay, closest approach, going to 25 meters, excellent. Now let's just match velocities as usual, this time a little bit more delta V required, because of course we are coming in a little from a orbit with a higher energy difference. Still 20 meters per second, this should require about 0.4, 0.5 correction here. Let's use 0.4, execute and go. And as always the correction is because MacJab initially burns at full thrust, but at the end spends so much time at low thrust values that we need to correct for that. Loading the station, okay. Now then, let us target our usual docking port for fine control. Actually, maybe not yet fine control. Now we switch to fine control. And let's go for it. Pretty well aligned actually. And also the station is well aligned. If you notice, we are pointing almost, what's it called, normal, relative to Minmus. And that helps us avoid drifting away. If you try to approach a station from radial or even prograde to retrograde, then especially around Minmus, where everything is so, the curvature is so great, you would end up drifting a lot over time, which would, it's like you initially are pointed really straight in, but as time goes on, even though nothing is changing, you would drift and need to correct for all of that. But this does not happen if you are pretty much in a normal anti-normal relationship to each other. So that's really helpful. Let's turn this all off, we don't need this anymore. Excellent. And I forgot to turn off the thrusters. Let's do that. Just so we don't by accident move the station around. That would be unfortunate. Now let's say science. Transfer science. Put everything we can in there. This, this, and all of this, and possibly this. No. Oh, we put the rest there. Anything else? No. Polestar and the storage bay on the station are the only things having any science right now. Which means we could... Actually, let's have a look. Storage bay on the station, this one, right? Yes. Review. Oh, we don't have that much space in the lab right now. 112 data, no. Material study, okay, this we would need to transfer. There are a lot of experiments which we cannot currently... Oh, let's see. Okay, let's close this for the moment. How much do we have available? We only have 20 data available. Let's try this again. Hello. Come on. Something small. Magnetometer from the slopes. 50 data, yes, okay. And everything else will have to wait. We could send some of this data home, of course. Especially any duplicates which end up in the Polestar. Let's see, we currently have magnetometer from Lowlands, we have another one there. Low resolution altimetry. None of this will return any more science. Goo from Midlands, yes, this will yield science. Oil moisture scan. Goo from Lowlands, yes, and seismic from Lowlands, okay. Yeah, we should have taken seismic from Midlands as well. Anyway, let's do the refilling again. This tank, yes. And also we did not complete our contract, so we actually do have to send a supply vessel here, which should not be a problem since we are using up monopropellant right now. 50 units or so per landing. We actually have some room for supplies. Let's see, so we have almost 200 space here. Some of which is in here, which we don't want to fill up, but yeah, I think we can send a supply vessel. This was also supplies. Okay, we need to lock this again. I tend to forget this. And we also want to refurbish those experiments, so let's do that. Anyway, with that, I would say thanks for watching this episode with me. 2 landings at least. We still have a couple biomes to go, as we can tell from this. And we will keep going at this in the next episodes. I will maybe do the pre-cleaning in between, because we've had a couple of these before. Why is this still using charge? Oh, now it's fixed, okay. Whatever happened there. Maybe because the panels are not ideally... oh, this has light. This does not. This does not, okay. Can we turn the station a little bit maybe? Let's see. Yeah, like this. That should be fine, right? And I'd like to control from here just to get it back on the normal orientation for the next docking. Okay, this looks better. Now we have proper energy supply. This panel is good, this is good, this has energy, and this still does not have energy. Well then. I can't find my probe core now. Let's see. That's the wrong way. Now we are getting about 9. Hopefully it will stay like that. I mean, we have a lot of charge available here due to basically this module which we attached a while ago, having a lot of electric charge. So we are pretty safe. But still, it's better to have a bit more than not enough. So with that, thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.